Well, Mr. Cohen, is it a long time you've been in this country, in Belgium?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've given a concert here. Maybe 150 years. I'm not sure. This town was barely built, It's just moving from the medieval to the Renaissance period. I was here, I was singing. It's nice to be back.
Do you know Ghent? Do you know Flanders?
Intimately. I know Ghent and Flanders. I speak fluent Flemish. I'm a great partisan of the whole area. I'm familiar with your history, your restorations, your dilemmas, your anxieties, your aspirations. I'm quite aware of. I'm just about aware of everything there is, everywhere.
Well, this is a festival for tolerance and democracy against racism, it's called. Are you against racism?
Not entirely. I don't think that we should completely abandon the notions of who we are. In fact, I think that if we deeply study who we are, we will feel a lot better about who everybody else is. You encounter racism only when people forget who they are and forget the deep wisdom of their own people. So when things begin to break up and people embrace a superficial wisdom of who they are, then they become very anxious about who the others are. No, a real racism is a deep understanding of who we are, and a great race affirms all other races. A great culture affirms all other cultures. A great religion affirms all other religions. A great country affirms all other countries.
The value of tolerance, of cultural diversity in a society. Do you think it's possible that people of different ethnic origins are living together?
It's possible. It's difficult. It is our challenge. It is the specific challenge that we in the West have because of our diverse populations. It is our particular cross. It is our burden. It is what we must do. It is the most vital challenge that confronts us. And if we don't have the energy to confront this challenge in ourselves and in our society, then we're really screwed up.
Belgium is a country with different nationalities. Canada too. Canada too. You know these problems then?
Well, I'm familiar with these problems, and in America itself, the great laboratory of democracy, the Americans have been confronting in a very profound way these problems of race and class and differences. So that's why we affirm and we wish America well in her examination of these anxieties.
Now, these problems of tolerance and race, is it something you write about in your poetry, in your song texts?
Yeah, but I don't write about it from a political point of view. I write about it from a psycho-geopolitical point of view. In other words, how these things really touch me, how I really feel about somebody who has black skin, how I really feel about someone who has yellow skin, how I really feel about someone who speaks a different language, how I really feel about people who threaten me. Because we do feel threatened. Everyone does feel threatened. It is the elimination of fear that is the subject of my songs. It is the summoning of courage. That is my strategy, to make myself strong and cheerful and courageous. And that's what I try to do in my songs, because that is the key to this whole problem. It is not trying to convert people to one way or another. We have to recognize that people really do have anxieties about people that are different than they are. These are genuine anxieties. We also have to understand that people are legitimately concerned with preserving their own cultures. It's not a matter of dissolving one's culture into some fictitious world culture. There's no such thing. It's very, very important to preserve one's culture. So it's not just a sense of, hey, we're all one, man, let's just get along. Not at all. It is about going deeply into our own roots, about developing institutions that really do protect our own languages, our own institutions, our own cultures. But when this is accomplished successfully, we lose our fear, we lose our anxiety, and we are ready to embrace and affirm those that are different from us.
Are you someone who is engaged? Are you an engaged artist?
No, I'm totally self-involved and only interested in myself. It's very difficult for me to get interested in anybody else.
What's more important for you, the text in your songs, or the music, or it's a combination?
Well, not that you'll be able to tell tonight, because you won't be able to hear either the text or the music. This is a gesture, this is a symbol. Being here is a symbolic affirmation of this notion that the diversities can exist as diversities, not as one thing. So in my songs, the music melts into the words, and the words melt into the music, and there's nothing left but oxygen, just refreshment. Just take a deep breath and start over.
Will you have a message for your public tonight, or is the message in the music?
The message is exactly what I've said now, and I wish I could remember what I said because it was very, very good.
Okay, one last question. Many people say, well, Leonard Cohen, he takes a long time in bringing out new songs, a new album. The last one, it was 4 years between. Why do you need so much time?
Because they're perfect. It takes a long time to get things perfect. Now, some people get things perfect in the back of a taxi cab or in a cafe on a napkin. But for me, it takes years and years of trial and error to get things perfect.
Your last album is called The Future.
And it's perfect.
Will there be other albums in the future?
Well, you know, the devil laughs when we make plans. You know, God willing, there will be another album.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, friend. Thank you.
Thank you.